Look, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. Now, let me ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. Why do we as human beings shout about one sexual sin, but then we stay silent for the ones that we're hiding in our phone, in our thoughts, and in our bed? If God was to come judge sexual immorality today, would you still feel qualified to point fingers? Because according to the Bible, sexual immorality is not a them problem, it's a human problem. You see, we live in a culture obsessed with sex, yet allergic to accountability. For example, you may have some people that think God doesn't care who I sleep with, or you may have the others who think one sin is worse than all the rest. But the reality is, the Bible doesn't isolate one group, it calls everyone higher. If you look at Romans 3, verse 23, it says, "For I have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." So today we're going to look at what God actually says about sexual immorality, not opinions, not politics, just scripture. So let's first talk about what sexual immorality really means. What I want you to do is look at Galatians 5, verse 19, and it says, "When you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear: sexual immorality, impurity, and lustful pleasures." Now, sexual immorality in the Bible comes from the Greek word porneia, and it means any sexual thoughts, actions, or desires that fall outside of God's design for sex. Now, this includes fornication, which is having sex before marriage, adultery, having sex with somebody else's spouse, pornography, which is consuming sexual images for lust, which is having sexual desires outside of your marriage, homosexual acts, incest, prostitution, bestiality, and sexual exploitation or abuse. So, what I want you to notice is that not one of these sins are singled out, all of them are listed together. So, this means no one has the right to sit in the clean section and throw stones at another person. You see, God's standard is design, is not hate. If you take a look at Genesis 2, verse 24, it says, "A man leaves his mother and father to be joined with his wife, and they become one flesh." God's principle never changed. The world's did. You see, God doesn't start with rules, He starts with design. And sex was created for covenant, not convenience. It was created for oneness, not experimentation. So anything outside of that design, no matter who you are, is considered to be sexual immorality. Not because God hates you, but because He loves you enough to protect you from deception.